one who is not a master of himself cannot be considered a free man. Now that quote right there from Epictetus, let me say that again, Epictetus, the Greek philosopher, has direct correlations to the whole topic of semen retention. Obviously, self-mastery and semen retention go hand in hand. But today, we're gonna break it down even more, talking about how semen retention will break you free out of this simulation. Now, when I'm talking about simulation, yes, I'm referring to the Matrix. Yes, I'm referring to the Maya, the illusion of this physical material plane. But I want to emphasize how this is all projected from the mind. This is all from the mind. All is mental, the Hermetic laws. The most profound of the Hermetic laws. All is mental. All is mind. The universe is mental. Same thing applies to you. This whole life that we live is basically a projection of the mind of the all. And we live in our own minds, and that projects the all that we experience. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, let's get into this. The whole reason why semen retention will help you break out of this simulation is the fact that it just naturally, as a byproduct of going on this path, you're going to become more quote unquote spiritual. It's not like you're going to become more materialistic by doing these things. It's actually the opposite. It's forcing you to live in your higher faculties compared to your lower centers and lower desires that make you only focus on food, water, sleep, shelter, sex. That's what most people are worried about on a day-to-day basis, even on the modern day scale. People got their food sorted out, they got their shelter sorted out with the house, they got their water sorted out with water that we got in this whole material world. They got all these things figured out. The main thing that they focus on, if you're being dead ass honest with yourself, is sex. Sex runs the world. Sex is embedded into everybody's psyche on a deep subconscious level, whether you want to admit it or not. Yes, you do a lot of the things you do in order to get sex in some shape, way, or form. You get the nice car to get sex. You get the nice house to get sex. You get the nice clothes to get sex. All that stuff. And you might not be doing it on a conscious level, like I just said. You might be doing it subconsciously. It might just be things that are going on in the back of your mind, in your closet, where all your skeletons are at. That is what runs a lot of this material world around sex, the drive for pleasure, and the most highest form of physical pleasure is that. And when you not only abstain from that, like semen retention, I want to point out, some people think it's just completely about just abstaining from all sexual stuff. It's about transmuting that desire of sex to higher levels, higher faculties, higher planes of consciousness. You're using that same energy, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted from one form to another. You're taking the sex emotion, sex energy in motion, putting it up. Like, I'm trying to make a metaphor up, because it does rise up through your 7 chakra centers, through your energy centers of the body, to higher thoughts, higher actions, higher beliefs, morals, and this and that. And when you start doing that, it's like when the sun is coming up, you see it at the horizon. It's going up slowly, and everything starts brightening up. Before the sun was coming out, it was complete darkness. So people who are living in their lower centers are living in complete darkness. Like, they might not think, oh, this is bad, this is that. I'm not saying it's bad. It's part of who you are. You have a conscious choice to choose to live in that state, or you have a conscious choice to live in a higher state. And when that sun is coming up, that is your awareness, your consciousness brightening up, because you're detaching from the lower states. You're getting more light up into your head, up into your higher faculties, up into your spiritual centers, not just always in your lower animalistic nature. And you need both to operate on this plane. I'm saying you need both. You need the animal and you need the spirit. That is what man is, in my opinion. Half animal, half spirit. Some people say God created us in his image. Well, to me personally, you messed up somewhere along the way. If that's the case, like we're have the animal, we have the beast, and we have the beloved light in us, the being of light in us. But people choose not even directly to stay in that state of the beast, but it's just indirect. It's just, there's so much more pull, there's so much more force, there's so much more strength and power in the material world to keep you in that state. And this is why semen retention, I'm telling you, out of everything that I've done, psychedelics is up there with semen retention. But semen retention is something you can do long term, sustainable. It's more grounding. Psychedelics can just rip you through the simulation, but you're gonna be up in the air, and it's gonna drop you from the top, from the peak, and you're gonna be falling down. You're not gonna know where to grab. Should I grab the spirit world, or should I grab the material world? Like, what do I do to ground myself? Semen retention will do that for you. Semen retention will give you the sense of the spiritual world, and it will slowly but surely detach you from it, while still keeping you grounded in it at the same time. It has a masculine essence to it, because it is a masculine act, a practice. So you're going to be grounded, you're going to still stay logical, you're not going to get so woo-woo spiritual to the point where you forget about everything on this plane, because you still need to operate on it. You're still going to be able to use your animalistic nature for a better purpose now. It's not of just letting it control you, you're controlling it. Like, if you guys have watched any anime, let's talk about like things like Naruto. Naruto has the 9 tails chakra in him. That is his beast. That is his that is his 9-tailed beast in him. He's called the Jinchuriki. He keeps that beast in him. It's just in him. It's just a part of him. He can't get rid of it. He can't do anything about it. He has to either learn how to use it properly, or it's gonna eventually use him in the way it wants. That's the same with you. Your lower nature is that beast, and you can learn how to use it for your favor, for your advantage, for your own spiritual development, or you're gonna have to be a slave to it. Be a slave to your flesh, be a slave to your animalistic nature, animalistic desires. And like I just said, semen retention is what allows you to tame the beast, and not only tame it, but harness its power and use it for whatever you want. You can be someone who's very dark with this type of energy. That's what some people are like, be careful with semen retention. I'm not gonna say be careful now. You're gonna do whatever it is with this practice, even if you can do this practice, because it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. But for the people out there, like, they can use this energy for quote unquote bad, dark purposes, where that's just all material gain, all manipulative gain, all power hungry, all that stuff. Yes, there has been people that use specifically semen retention to do that. I am not joking. If you want me to talk about it more, I will, but not in this video. I want to make it about the topic at hand. So you can use it for darker purposes, or you can use it for lighter purposes, but you're still harnessing and using that animalistic nature. Animalistic nature is not bad nor good, it's just what it is. You're the one that chooses first of all, what bad or good is for you. Then you also choose how to use this energy in the good sense for what that is for you, or in the bad sense what that is for you. So when you're going about this path and you're detaching from the material and you're becoming more spiritual, like we just said, you start seeing past the veil, start seeing past the simulation. You start gliding through and like noticing things on a higher level, on a higher frequency, because you're not stuck in that state of darkness, like we just said before about the sun rising up. You can start seeing stuff, like the sun starts coming out. Your eyes are working now, like you're waking the fuck up. That is what this practice will do on a serious level. A lot of people out there, you know me, if you know this channel, What the Fulati, the second channel, you already know about my main channel, Fulati Fitness. I do not promote this practice for people that are just trying to do it for, I want to get girls. Like, I'm just gonna hop on semen retention to get girls. No, bro, this ain't about that. You can use it for whatever way you want, but I don't think that is how you should be done, because you're still gonna be using this practice that's about learning about how to harness and tame the beast of lust, but you're doing it for the reason of lust. Like, it won't work. It's not gonna, you know, those two magnets, when they come together, they cannot stick. It is not gonna work. That's why those people who do it for those reasons will not ever build up a long streak to the point where they see the real profound benefits of this practice. The spiritual, the metaphysical, the even just the straight up physical and mental. They won't get to that point. So I'm pretty sure that's not you, because you watch me and you understand what I'm saying. You're in my Discord. We talk about all these things. That is what we're on. This is the path that we're on. Like, this is like a higher version of that. Like, we're not just doing it for the material gain. Yes, we do it for some material gain. I'm just being honest with you too. I want this to help my business. I want this to help my career. I want this to help achieve my physical pursuits, building up my body, all that stuff, man. Yes, that is fine. But at the same time, it's making you peer through the veil, and it's making you understand how this flesh, bones, blood, all that stuff is not permanent. And there's something far more deeper and far more profound about life than just that, this material world, this physical world, this tangible existence. Like, it is something much more ethereal, much more celestial, much more just overall spiritual that you're not tapping into yet until you get on this type of path. Yes, there's people who became spiritual leaders and this and that without semen retention, but if you look at all the courses throughout human history, I have videos on this on my main channel. Flighty Fitness, the esoteric secrets of semen retention. All those people knew that this energy, sex energy, literally creates everything. Literally creates all the stuff around us. Like, don't you stop thinking of sex as simply just smashing some girl. It's generative energy. The G in Freemasonry, generative principle. They know these things, these secret societies, stuff like that. That's why they push so much porn and fucking degeneracy and just promiscuity on us to keep us in that lower state so we can never get up to those higher states and peer through the veil. That's what I'm saying to you. It is the way for you to break out of the simulation, because that quote in the beginning, like I said, if you are not free, if you're not a master of yourself, you are not free. And what is that? What is the opposite of being free? You are in a box. You are trapped. You're trapped in the simulation of life. You think that this is all there is. Pleasure, fun, happiness, physical pursuits, all that stuff. And that in turn will lead you down a path of always chasing after the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And what do you know? That helps the economy. That helps this simulation run. It keeps it going, keeps it going, keeps it going. And the further and further you dig yourself in that hole, the further and further that darkness gets on you, and you cannot see even a little tiny speck of light, to the point where you just zombied out. And I know you know people that are like that. Walking zombies. Walking zombies. They're busting us on the daily. They're eating shit food. They're just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, Tinder, all that shit. That's all they care about, the physical pursuit. They don't have a strong purpose in their life. They don't have anything they're actually working towards, because those two right there, no matter what it is that you're trying to pursue, it's the spiritual energy, this creative energy that's pushing a man towards that. Like, you can have a physical goal, but that spiritual energy is what's pushing you towards it. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say you're tired, physically tired, you're mentally burnt out, but you have this spiritual energy in you, this type of like just force that just pushes you to keep on going. Like, you can feel like you don't have to eat, you don't gotta sleep, like you can just keep going. This is what innovative geniuses do. Guys like Isaac Newton, who was a lifelong celibate. Nikola Tesla, a lifelong celibate, was doing. These guys are geniuses, and what were they doing? Semen retention. Why? Because they broke out of simulation, thought on higher levels, and found out different aspects of life, the metaphysical, the physical. Like, they were just cooking, bro. They were cooking with hot grease. They would run laps around us right now, bro. Like, when it comes to anything that comes to this evolution of life, bro. That is the end goal of it anyways, bro, to evolve in life. But when you're just happy sticking at this lower level, how can you evolve? Why would you want to evolve? Because you think that this is all there is. You don't think anything better can be than this. You're like, hey man, like, This when I busting up, bro, nothing can beat this. And I'm telling you, man, as someone who's been on this practice for over 3 years now, there is no better feeling than having this like just grounded sense of power to you, not in a very like macho way. Oh man, I'm fucking alpha. No, no. To me, the ultimate man is not the alpha man. It's the spiritual man. It's the self-mastered man. It's the guy who is jacked, who is got his career and his business on point, on the material end, but he's got his mind straight on higher things. He's devoted to God, if you want to call it that, the universe. He's trying to find the secrets of these things. He's trying to be more in tune with his true essence. He understands there's another chapter to this whole thing, not just his physical sense. Like, that is the ultimate peak potential of just humanity, not just man itself. A woman can get to that point too, in my opinion, but they need help of us men trying to like pave the way, because they will follow lead. And a lot of guys out there follow the suit of whatever society's pushing out, and that is going to keep you stuck in the simulation more and more and more and more again. So at the end of the day, when you do this practice and you actually are serious about it, you're going to go through it, and I promise you, you can comment down below. Please comment down below if you understand this. You are not going to be able to recognize or relate at all to your old self. You just cannot. You're evolving at such a rapid rate, consciously, mentally, spiritually, on a solar level. You're just evolving, and you look back at yourself, you're like, dude, was I just fucking like, for lack of better terms, like retarded back then? Like, was I just retarded? Like, what was I doing? Like, I didn't even feel like I was in control. I was just on autopilot the entire time. Someone had a fucking plug in my brain. I was just like, do this, do that, and then you finally cut the cord and you don't know what to do. This practice right here, especially for the people, let's say like me, I went into a profound spiritual awakening off a psychedelic trip, and I was just confused about life and just in general. Semen retention, if this is something like you're going through right now, you're just getting into spiritual rabbit holes, conspiracy theories, this and that, semen retention will ground you in all that midst of all that chaos, so you can continue to keep going down these rabbit holes, continue to keep learning, continue to just keep expanding your consciousness. But now you're grounded, because you might have known people who made it to psychedelics 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and they got a profound trip and they just burnt, they crashed out. That was it. They're living in caves right now, they're hippies right now, they don't shower right now, they don't do none of that. And while, yes, even those people who are fried out, if you ever talk to them, they have some truth to them, but they're so fried out that no one's ever going to listen to them. 2, they're so fried out that they forgot about this material realm, so they just can't be coherent enough to actually put all the pieces together. Semen retention will ground you as a guy if you're going through that process, and that's what it did for me. The spiritual awakening happened first for me, that kind of like ripped the shreds of the simulation, and I was trying to piece it back together with the new form of perspective with semen retention. And I promise you, if I didn't have it, I would not be on this channel. I would not have this much success on this channel, even though it's not even close to where I think it's gonna go with this whole brand. Just not even just the channel itself. I think I'm about to pop this bitch off to another level very soon, slowly but surely, on a sustainable manner. But I would not be doing this. I would not be able to put all these things together and not just completely just forget about it, all this material stuff, and just kind of like give up on life on the physical plane, but actually learn the keys to the simulation that will help me crack the code and unlock it and get myself to the next door of this plane of existence, operate at a higher level. So like I said, if you're doing semen retention and you're doing it for a higher purpose, which I'm very, very, very certain that you are, if you made it this far into the video too. Like, you're not just doing this for, oh man, I have just a porn addiction, I'm trying to get rid of it, but I'm trying to fuck girls if I ever get the chance. Like, cool, bro, like that's a good step, but like what I'm talking to, with the people I'm talking to, the people like you just watching this right now, no, you're on some different shit. You're trying to become a master of yourself, truly become free mentally, physically, and spiritually from the simulation to what? Evolve into your highest potential, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Like I said, if you're on that path, you're gonna start, my bad, you're gonna not be able to even relate to your old self, and you're not even gonna be able to relate to what a lot of people, a lot of the masses, a lot of the sheep are doing. Like, you just can't. It's just difficult for you now. Like, you see, it's like the red pill in the Matrix, the real Matrix. I'm not talking about Andrew Tate. I'm not talking about fucking all these red pill fucking dating coaches and shit like that. I'm talking about the real red pill, which means the truth, the underlying truth of reality. That's what the movie is really about. Like, if you watch the series, that red pill, if you take it once, which could be in the form of psychedelics, could be a form of a traumatic experience, could be a form of just something life-altering, you can't take it back, bro. You can't. Sorry, I'm letting you know right now. Like, I talk about this with one of my friends pretty often, that they say they would rather just take the blue pill, ignorance is bliss, and just live in this NPC type of lifestyle where you're only chasing pleasures, when you don't really care about becoming free financially, physically, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, all that stuff. Like, they don't care about that. They just, if I can have a little bit of fun along the way, I'll do whatever's necessary, boss. Aye, aye, captain. Like, they'll just do that. He says he'd rather do that than take the red pill that he's already taken and not be able to hit the end game button. Like, if you've taken a psychedelic trip, a lot of people honestly talk about how you can use like benzodiazepines, like Xanax and stuff to just end the trip. All right, I'm done with the game. Like, it's too much for me. Take it. I end the trip. That is basically what you're doing if you just take the blue pill. But when you're on semen retention, when you're on the spiritual path, when you're breaking the simulation, whether you want to or not, you don't have that Xanax that you can just take and completely let go, bro. Like, it's funny because the fact that you become enlightened or awakened, the less you fucking think you know, bro. The less you know. Like, you think these people don't know shit, which is true on a certain degree, but then they don't even care. So they don't even like realize it. They don't even like put any thought to it. But now you have the thought of realizing all these things because of whatever experience you went through, and you cannot go back. You cannot go back. And it's part of the game, bro. If you wanna really break out of the simulation, if you really wanna liberate your mind, body, and soul from it, bro, you got to be able to just take that on the chin. And that's why this practice is key to doing that. Because if you are not grounded enough, bro, like I said, you're either gonna fry out, burn out, crash out, or you're gonna try to like hide yourself in so much pleasure from before that's not gonna correlate with you, and you're just gonna have like a bipolar syndrome, bro. You're gonna be like, I want to be an NPC, but I can't be an NPC. I'm just gonna try doing NPC things that are just not gonna work. So stay grounded with semen retention, man. Stay grounded with semen retention. Stay focused on why you're doing this practice. It's not just for a physical thing. Have a goal for each part of it. This is what I talked about in my ebook that is coming out like very soon. I've brushed it all up, bro. This is a guide for you to really understand how to use this practice in the modern day. On this level, not just quit porn, this and that. No, use semen retention as a tool to actually progress on this path. Like, that's coming out. And I talk about how the goals, you need a spiritual type of goal, which is creative type of goal. You need something to create, whether it's a business, whether it's artwork, whether it's something that will help you liberate and free your expressive energy into it. You need a physical goal, whether that's working out, martial arts, sports, whatever it is. And you need to have a mental goal, which is also directly linked to that spiritual, creative, expressive energy. You need a tactical type of brain to help that spiritual energy and that business or whatever it is that's trying to be expressed. You need to combine those together. The creative side and the more tactical side, logical side. It could be even just your studies, bro. You could be that. Like, you need all three of these goals, because if you're just doing it for one main goal, you're gonna lack on those two areas, and then you're not gonna be able to really last that long on this practice, and you're not gonna be able to really use all the assets and the tools and the advantages it gives you along this path, and that eventually is not going to help you, allow you to break out of the simulation, because the spirit is the underlying. Like, to me, I have this old video on my main channel. You can go on my main channel right now after watching this. I'm going oldest. You can go. It's probably the second video. Pretty sure it's the second video, and I talk about, even back then, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at this point, what it means to have a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit soul, because that is the goal of my life and my brand, and what I'm trying to promote, and what I'm trying to provide value for you guys. That is what I'm trying to help people get: a fit mind, a fit body, and a fit soul. To me, on that same level, your body is the vehicle you need to use on this physical plane. That's just what it is. You can't deny that. The mind is the steering wheel, what directs this body around, but the soul is the person or entity in the driver's seat, turning the steering wheel, which is in turn turning the car, moving the car around. The soul, bro, the soul, the spiritual energy that links to this practice, because sexual energy is spiritual energy. That gives you your spirit the ability to use that, which in turn helps it manipulate the mind and manipulate the body. If you're missing one of those links on this practice, your car might be going this way, the steering wheel might be going this way, but the driver's on the fucking passenger seat, passed out. He ain't awake yet, and you can make a little bit decent amount of progress, but you're gonna fucking fall off the cliff at one point or another, bro. You're gonna fall off the cliff at one point or another. And tie it back into the topic of this video, the soul, the main goal of the soul, like I've talked about on this channel with the Fulati, is the main goal of the soul is to be liberated, to break out of the simulation. So it's no wonder why the most potent source of energy, sexual energy that links to your soul, once it's retained, it's gonna naturally make you break out of the simulation, because that's what the soul wants to do, and it has energy to do it now, and it's going to do it by doing it on the physical plane and the mental plane, through all the things that we just talked about in this video. So that's what it is, bro. At the end of the day, that I've noticed on this path, bro, it's not only about the physical benefits, it's not only about the mental benefits, it's not all about the magnetism, it's not all about your meditations getting better. Yes, all these things come together to form the fact that you are rising above your lower nature. You're using the energy of your lower nature and putting it more towards the spirit by using your heart, using your mind, and using your soul. You're not using your dick, bro. You're not using your dick to think anymore. A lot of people are thinking down there 24/7. But to break out of simulation, you need to be thinking up here and even higher than that. And I'm not at that point yet. I'm thinking higher than that. But hey, man, we'll see if I ever make it there. But that's just part of the game. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. And I'm out of here. Peace.